Asteroids and meteoroids and comets. Oh my. Which is which? Are they all the same thing? Let's find out. Which one of those things, comets, meteoroids, or asteroids, what zips across the sky? You know, a bright flash of light zipping across the sky. Well, it's not comets and it's not asteroids. Comets never zip across the sky. In one night, they might move one finger at arm's length. That's it. In a whole entire 24-hour period, they might move one finger in the sky. Asteroids, they're so small and so far, our eyes don't even see asteroids. You need a telescope to see them. Meteors, though, can zip across the sky. A meteor is when a little tiny rock, a meteoroid out in space, burns in our atmosphere as it crashes into us. They happen every day. They get so hot that they start on fire, and it looks like a streak of light across the sky. We call those shooting stars. Meteors are the only thing that shoot across the sky. How far away from the Earth are all these things? Are they all the same distance away? Nope. Comets are the farthest. Comets come from this area out past Pluto, millions or billions of miles away. Asteroids, well, they're about 60 million miles away. They're between Mars and Jupiter. Most of them are. That's about 60 million miles away. That's really far. Meteors, though, when a meteoroid crashes into our atmosphere, gets hot, and starts on fire, we see that streak of light in the sky that we call a shooting star. They're about 1 to 20 miles up in the sky. So meteors are definitely the closest ones when they're crashing into the Earth. How hot are they? They all look like they're burning across the sky, but it's not true. Comets are actually frozen. They're super, super cold. Even when they're glowing, they're just reflecting sunlight. And there's a lot of icy condensation around it. Asteroids are also really cold. They're farther away from the sun than Mars. Meteors, they're the ones that can be hot. Now, when they're way far away, out in the solar system between planets, they're not hot. But if one crashes into the Earth, its time in the atmosphere, the movement through the atmosphere makes it get hot due to friction, and it is hotter than any of the others at that time. It can be very hot when it's burning in our atmosphere. What are they made of? Well, comets are made of mostly water ice, frozen water, ice. Oh, and some other frozen stuff too, other frozen chemicals like carbon dioxide. And there's little rocks, little minerals, tiny amounts of all sorts of rocks, the type that are on the Earth. And then asteroids are mostly stone. They're rocks. They can have sand-like materials, not just one type of stone, and they can have metals inside. Meteoroids are stony, metallic. Most of them have stone, a little bit of both. Some are just stone, some are just metals, mostly iron and nickel. So they're similar in what they're made of, but not exactly the same. How big are they? Well, comets, about 10 miles from one side to the other for one comet, like the size of an island. Asteroids, most are about 1 mile in diameter or less. A couple are hundreds of miles in diameter, but most are smaller than that. Meteoroids can be as small as a speck of dust, and they can be up to 30 feet wide, about the size of a house. Very, very few are bigger, like the one that crashed into Arizona. That meteoroid was about the size of a football field. So that's quite a bit bigger than a speck of dust. Those are unusual. Where do they live in the solar system? Well, comets come from way out past Pluto. Asteroids live between Mars and Jupiter, but meteoroids are everywhere. So this last slide is a good outline of the features that make a comet a comet. Here's the features that make a meteoroid a meteoroid. And here are the features that make an asteroid an asteroid. Comets, meteoroids, asteroids. Those are solar system objects that are not planets, and they're not all the same thing.